sometimes, and then sometimes it's the punishments are insane, and who knows? It's really early in both cases, from what I understand. Like, I don't think all that happened. Like, even like that initial piece of shit guy getting arrested, I don't think that was long before Cain shot at him. So, um, I don't know. I guess we got to let the system play out. But I think the fact that this is getting so much publicity because of what Cain did, I think is only going to hurt that guy when it comes time to court.
I just don't think how anybody. Well, everyone's going to sympathize with him. It will hurt him. Go on, Brian. I can see you're just dying to chime in there.
This is not enough. It says there's a mandatory minimum of 7 years, and I think it should be a mandatory minimum of a firing line.
Yeah, no, it should be. It should be a man. Yeah, no, it should be death. I have no problem if they can 100% prove it. And that is the issue with the death penalty. Because sometimes, you hear about innocent parties being executed and whatnot. But if they can definitely prove it, that's it. Bullet in the fucking head.
I did buy a couple free Cain shirts though.
Oh, you did? Where does one buy one? I'm going to buy one of those as well.
Yeah, I bought 3 Derek Brunson on his website.
Free Cain.
We will put the link in this episode's description.
Good man, perfect. Brian. Absolutely.
Already,
the least we can do.
If you go to Derek Brunson's Twitter, he's already cut like a pretty decent sized check to Cain's wife. It's like 2 days he raised $10,000 or something for.
Oh, was it Derek Brunson that put this together?
Yeah. It's off of his own personal website. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't see that. So shit, we should have got Derek Brunson on because that's amazing.
Shout out Derek Brunson. So he even got like the big huge cardboard checks or whatever, and he posted a picture of it. And he's kind of at the very beginning he took some shit too, because of course people come out of the woodwork like vigilantism isn't the way and whatever, but he doesn't give a shit. And I love it.
Bro, anyone puts their hands on my child, I'm going to turn into a vigilante. And if you do that, if you do that heinous, disgusting, unthinkable, so bad that I don't even want to say it crime, if you do that to one of my children, fucking get on your bike, son. You better run. And I'm not trying to sound tough, and you're the same way. And look at Cain Velasquez. It's just insane. Harrington, what would you do?
I mean, I think it goes without saying exactly, what Cain Velasquez was doing. The only, advice I've heard or like thing I've heard that would have made sense would be to just run the car off the road so that he could have gotten his hands on him and beaten him to death. Like that.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you're not thinking straight, because I was saying this because Rogan and I talked about this last week on the podcast, and I was saying to him then, I said, it might hurt him that there's guns involved, because they would say, well, you didn't need to take this route because you're a former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. You could have beat him up, but you chose to use a gun. Thing is, though, when you're that mad, when you hear about this and you own guns and you're legally allowed to have them and you've got one in your fucking hand, you damn sure better well guarantee I'm fucking using that, because there's nothing better for it. Why do I want to get my hands dirty? Harrington, you were going to say something. You chimed in for a reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm looking here. The charge that he was released, with the $0 bail for is 1 count of a felony. It's like a felony lewd and lascivious act of a person under the age of 14. So that's 1 count. The minimum sentencing for that, if he is guilty, is only 2.5 years. So the police right now are asking families to come forward because they do believe there are over 100 counts of this, and they really want to throw the book at this guy, but they only have just cause for 1 case so far.
Yeah, well, I would think if he did it to one person and you're working at a daycare center, I hate to say it, but that's the perfect environment for a horrible, disgusting predator like that. They just has a non-stop flow of victims that he could abuse. So God knows how many times this piece of shit's been doing this.
This is exactly why I've never done the daycare thing. Like, people always, my friends are like, man, you brought your mother-in-law to live with you guys for 6 years. This is why. Because you don't ever fucking know. The world is a crazy place.
Your mother, you want to put your mother in daycare?
No, yeah, right. No, I moved her in. I was like, I'm not putting my kids in daycare. My mother-in-law lived here with me for 6 years for that reason.
I have my in-laws here right now. They're floating about the house somewhere. Hopefully not for 6 years. as much as I love them, they're great. They're visiting from Malaysia. I think 2 months or so. 6 years. I think I'll go fucking live in Vegas. All right. We'll move past that one. Recidivism. Do you know what that means?
Recidivism.
No. I just want to start with this. Just get this. Recidivism, Brian. Did you watch it?
Well, I know what the word means, but I also did watch it.
Yeah. Because when I did the Rogan podcast last Thursday, and when we were talking about this, and we were saying, people like that. It's their brain is not wired right. This is what turns them on, and they're never going to get better. That's why firing squad, stick them on an island, whatever. They can't blend into society. They will always be a threat. And he said, Jamie, just pull up. What is the recidivism rate? I'm like, recidivism? What the fuck does that mean? He's like, you don't know what recidivism means? I'm like, I've never even heard the word. Apparently it means, being a repeat offender.
It's the likelihood of repeating the offense.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'm going to use that word. That's going right into my vocabulary.
Vocabulary lessons with Bisping.